What is going on, people? This is how I'm $826.96 on the day, trading at the Nasdaq. Um. Anyway, here is the P&L. We'll see. Can I enlarge in this? I can twist it that way. 82696 total day P&L. Go here. This is the trade I ended up taking. Oh, put me back. Oh, wrong one. Okay. There we go. Put me back. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Right, let's zoom in on my gorgeous face for a minute. There we go. Right, so as you can see, executions. Bought here. Sold here. Ooh, I missed generational wealth. No. But it's fine because we've got consistency rules on the alpha. Anyway, let's go on to top step because this is where I drew everything out. You might be thinking, oh no, why did you not place it on the top steps? You could have made so much money. I know. I'm a pussy. Yeah, missed out on about 4k. All in all, if I'd have placed it on all 4 accounts, because I'd have let it run the full 50 points instead of taking it out at 42. Anyway, into the analysis. So, as you can see, what are we doing? Getting our bias for the day. We've got all-time highs right above. We've just been continuously bullish. We are respecting bullish gaps. And, well, there was a bit of chop, 4-hour chop, but we were disrespecting this bearish 4-hour, which we already disrespected coming into the day. And then we also were respecting bullish gaps. So that's where my bias came from. We do now have an SMT. No, we don't. No, we don't. Shut up. Anyway, going into the day. Right, so the hourly. We made this manipulation leg up to here. This was 10 a.m., so this was London high. Obviously get the fib tool. And what do we see? We see... Okay, right, so what do we see? We see some levels inside some gaps. Inside some premium gaps. Oh my god, this is the wedge model to a T. Prime rebalance points to continue. So what do we mark out? We marked out the 0.61% and the 0.5%, which is equilibrium, which if we're going to be bullish, odds are equilibrium is like it's a good one to come off of. So market opened. We immediately manipulated down. We also had all this low resistance liquidity above. We came up, swept this low resistance liquidity, and then proceeded to dump. Coincidentally, to exactly where I predicted it to. So that's cool, isn't it? It is, actually. We proceeded to dump on the hourly time frame. There was the premium 1 hour and another 1 hour below, which we wicked into from market open. So market opened, obviously came down to here, swept out the 50% extension inside of the gap. We didn't get an external SMT off this, right? So that was why I didn't enter, which seems a bit stupid. But we kind of had an external SMT, like from here, from these, because ES just continued to boom whilst NQ was sort of lacking behind. I prefer one on the previous leg, okay? We ended up getting a 30-second internal SMT as well. We can see this. 30-second internal SMT preceded by a 30-second inverse to the upside. Now, I took this on my alpha live funded. I didn't take this on my top steps. Why? Because of no external SMT and because I'm a bitch, right? Plain and simple. And by the time I decided to get in on the top steps, I thought I'd missed it. I hadn't, but what did it do? The cat's got flu. I've got chickenpox. What goes ye? Okay. However, we are coming down, and I was not going to call it for the day yet, right? Because I would quite like to still catch something on the top step accounts, which is why I'm still here. So we've got the 50% extension marked out on the 1 minute. There is no SMTs. See, if we'd have came down, swept this, we'd have been in the 5 minute gap, which we're respecting, swept 50% extension and the external SMT, followed by an internal SMT, which we don't have currently, and then a 1 minute IFVG. We'd be in there like swimwear, right? For those of you that just makes absolute nonsense to, don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. But yeah, I missed this, so it's a bit annoying. Would have been breaking even at this internal high. 30-second IFVG. What are we respecting? We're respecting bullish gaps. We manipulate down off market open into the higher time frame PD array. So this is a premium 1 hour, premium 15-minute. Got the sort of external SMT for market open, but I'd have liked to see one on the opposite side where the where the IFVG was. Sorry, just the hourly fair value gap. Came down, swept 0.5% extension, and then didn't quite hit the 0.6, but it depends on which one gives us that, either CISD or the inverse gap. So would have banked off this. I did. See, boys, I'm gonna kerfuffle, right? So I'm whinging about 850 in a day. Why am I whinging? Because I can't trade for the rest of the week apart from Friday. And I really wanted to take this on the top steps because the top steps are currently sitting at no winning days. No winning days. Now we proceed to just fly. What the fuck is this? No internal SMT. We just proceed to fly. Did we get... No, there was no 30-second gap. That would have been the inverse for a 1 minute, which would have made our stop loss about 50 points. And it's a bearish IFEG now. A bearish 5 minute. We do have the SMT at the highs. See, this is the thing, right? My bias was sort of flipping throughout today. And I'll tell you why. Because we kept inversing gaps. Now, what I wanted to happen did end up happening. However, we were just inversing bullish and bearish gaps. See, I'm thinking what we could take a trade off of here. We've got the SMT at the highs. See if there's any good fib levels. Fib levels on this leg. See, sweeping up the 0.5 extension inside this hourly, which we are expecting coming down from. Didn't sweep this high, so we've still got relative equal hourly highs above, which is a reason why to not take this trade. But I'm just thinking of a reason that would make me want to take this trade. So we got a 1 minute gap below, bullish. If ES takes this high, that would be a bearish SMT inside of the 5 minute gap, with also a bearish SMT at the start of the move, reacting off of the 0.5 extension. But it just depends. We've got a minute 20 until the next. This is the 0.8 extension. 0.6, sorry. That's the 0.6. Alright, so there's an SMT off this high to this high. And an SMT off this high to this high. So, alright, this is basically like trading's like one big if-else statement, okay? So if we inverse this bullish gap for taking out this high, which means we are respecting this 5 minute gap. However, if this 5 minute gap gets inversed, trade completely off. You can hold this down to data lows, and then I would just target 50 points. However, it is quite late into the day without being in PM session, so we're at that sort of dodgy time where there's not too much volatility going on in the markets. So watch this be 79% of this minute leg. 0.6A again. Okay. Creating an internal SMT because ES is pumped above the candle above it. Any 30-second gaps? No, not apart from the one that's the same as the 1 minute, so we may as well wait for the 1 minute. I'm just gonna call this bearish SMT. We're coming down. We break even at data lows. That's not data lows, that's recent though. Ah, a full take profits data there. Okay. Okay. Let's watch the rain as it's falling. I haven't listened to Little Peep in ages, man. I'm thinking of the reasons to take this, right? So we're in the 5 minute gap. We didn't inverse it. There is not a higher time frame gap above us without going into the previous leg. There is no 5 minute gap being formed. There is no 2 minute. There is no 1 minute. So if we inverse this 1 minute, we've got the internal SMT. And we could take this. For a little something. For a little something. Down to data lows. But it entirely depends. Because if we now come up and sweep this high, the internal SMT gone. And I may just call it there. But if we inverse first, we're respecting the gap, respecting the fib levels, and just respecting trends, because there's also a premium 5 minute down here, which is also in a fib level, so that could be a target to take as well. But it all depends if we sweep that, which we did. So there's no internal SMT off this trade anymore. Internal SMT. And we've pummeled through the gap. We've got 2 minutes 50 left on the 5 minute. We're just ripping and skipping. We do have these relative equals above, and then we've got all-time highs. But it's just not clean. There's no clean retracements that we're getting. This, that is SMT off of this. Boom, 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 boom. You don't need this two-pronged approach, really, do you? You don't feel the same when you're out of town. So come, let's watch the rain. Owly is just a full doji candle right now. Makes me think we've gone up as far as we're going to. It just literally all depends if we get a manipulation to the down. Because there's no internal SMT. We hit any new fib levels. Right, so the 0.68, we got the 0.7, 79%. But it doesn't match with anything. So, I don't know what that line is. And considering this is the closest gap we've got, so we've got a good 3 minute there, that's the thing. Debating calling this because we've got 50 seconds left on the 5 minute. If we inverse, we didn't get a bullish trade opportunity from it. So let's see. If not, no worries, we're up on the alpha account. 2 winning days of 800 each. So it's a good, very good start to it. I'm trading 1 mini on the alpha account. 30 seconds. See if we want to continue bullish, if we inverse this 5 minute gap, or we react down from it. Or if we just jump, and I'm not going to put you guys through another 5 minute candle. Did not inverse. We did inverse. What was I looking at? I don't even know. Okay, we inversed the 5 minute, so that's that out the window. But yeah, that was the trade that I did end up taking. today on the one account, which is why the P&L is so low. However, it's fine. Oh, okay, buddy, what's going on here? No internal SMT. It's not our. Just stop looking, James, because it's not our model. No reason to take this. So yeah, gorgeous A+ setup there. Unfortunately, I faded it on the XFA. But I took it with more risk on the alpha. So I don't really know how that. Who knows? I sure don't. But I do know that we are profitable YNs. It's pretty techy. So I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.